For the first, I will explain about Renaissance art, which took place from around 1300 in 1600. The word Renaissance actually means rebirth in French. It refers to a period that began in Italy and later spread across Europe. During this time, people revived the ideal style and culture of Asian, Greek, and Roman civilization after the Middle Age. Renaissance art focused a lot on realism, balance, harmony, and the use of perspective. Artists during this era show a strong interest in human experience, nature, and scientific observation. There are several main characteristics of Renaissance art. First, humanism. Artists highlight the beauty, strength, and potential of human beings. Next is realism and naturalism. They create lifelike figures with accurate anatomy and natural movement. They also use linear perspective to create depth and a three-dimensional of effect in their artworks. Another feature is symmetry and proportion, where artists emphasize harmony and mathematical balance. And lastly, classical inspiration, which means many ideas came from ancient Greek and Roman art. Next, we go to the Renaissance sculpture. During this period, sculpture returned to the naturalistic style of ancient Greece and Rome. Artists really focused on bringing back lifelike and realistic forms. To achieve this, many sculptors study human anatomy in detail. This helped them create figures that look realistic, emotional, and well-balanced. Some of the key features of Renaissance sculpture include realistic human body forms, natural poses such as contrava posture, and very fine details like muscle, fabric folds, and facial experience. So from this era were made using marble and bronze, which were the main material at that time. To the Islamic art. Islamic art began in the 7th century following the rise of Islam. It includes architecture, calligraphy, ceramics, and decorative design created by Muslim cultures. The purpose of Islamic art is to express faith, unity, and spiritual beauty while avoiding human or animal figures in religious artworks. There are several main characteristics of Islamic art. The first one is calligraphy, where Arabic writing is used for decoration and for holy texts. Next are geometry patterns, which represent orders, perfection, and infinity. Another important feature is arabesque designs, which use floral and leaf motifs to symbolize growth and paradise. Islamic art also highlights symmetry and repetition, showing balance and harmony in its design. We go to Islamic architecture and decorative art. Islamic architecture is known for combining spiritual meaning with mathematical design. Some of the most common features include domes, arches, minarets, courtyards, and colorful tiles. For decorative art, Islamic artworks include calligraphy, ceramics, textile, and metalwork. Most of these designs is Quranic verse, floral motifs, and geometric patterns instead of human figures. This is done to reflect beauty, balance, devotion to faith. And this, we have an example of architecture in Islamic art. Now, we go to Asian art. We will talk about Chinese art, Japanese art, and Indian art. First, I will explain about Chinese art, starting with sculpture. Chinese sculpture began during ancient dynasties and was often connected to religion and ancestor worship. Sculptors commonly use stone and bronze to create body statues, guardian figures, and tomb sculptures. One of the most famous examples is the terracotta army of Emperor Qin Shi Huang. Next, we will talk about Chinese painting. Chinese painting focus on nature, balance, and harmony. Artists use ink and brush on silk or paper, and their artworks often show mountains, rivers, flowers, and birds. The purpose of Chinese painting was not to create realistic image, but to impress inner peace and a spiritual connection with nature. Next, we go to Japanese art, starting with sculpture. Japanese sculpture was strongly influenced by Buddhism. Most sculptures were made using wood and bronze to create Buddha statues and temple gardens. These works focus on calmness, harmony, and balance. We go to Japanese painting. Japanese painting often show nature, the changing season, and scenes from daily life. One of the most famous styles is ukiyo-e. or woodblock prints, which feature landscape, geishas, and samurai. For the last, I will explain about Indian art, starting with sculpture. Indian sculpture is deeply connected to Hinduism, Buddhism, and Jainism. Artists carve figures of gods and goddesses in stone and bronze, showing graceful pose and symbolic hand gesture called mudras. Famous temples like Khajuraho and the Ellora Cave display detailed storytelling through sculpture. Next is Indian painting. Indian paintings express spiritual stories, emotions, and scenes from daily life. Some well-known styles are Mughal miniatures, Rajput paintings, and Ajanta cave murals. These artworks often use rich colors, intricate patterns, and religious themes. Now we go to 19th century art. 19th century art divided into 6 parts. The first is Neoclassicism, which appeared in the late 18th to early 19th century. Neoclassicism was inspired by ancient Greek and Roman art. Artists focused on order, symmetry, and moral value, moving away from the drama of Baroque and Rococo style. They use clean lines, ideal figures, and calm colors to express reason and discipline. Some keywords to remember for Neoclassicism are classical, balance, harmony, and heroism. We go to Romanticism, which appeared in early to mid-19th century. Romanticism reacts against the strict rule of Neoclassicism. It celebrates emotion, imagination, and nature, often showing dramatic scenes and strong feelings. Painters express freedom, mystery, and passion through vivid colors and movement. Some keywords to remember for Romanticism are emotion, nature, imagination, and drama. The next part is Realism, which appeared in the mid-19th century. Realism rejects the fantasy of Romanticism and focuses on real life and ordinary people. Artists painted workers, peasants, and everyday scenes with honesty, without exaggeration or idealized beauty. The goal of realism was to show the truth and social reality. Some keywords to remember for realism are reality, everyday life, truth, and observation. The next part about Impressionism, which appeared in the late 19th century. Impressionism focused on capturing light and momentary effects in nature. Artists use loose brushstrokes and often paint outdoors to show color, light, and atmosphere. Common subjects included landscape, city scenes, and scenes from daily life. Some keywords to remember for Impressionism are light, color, moment, and outdoor painting. We go to Post-Impressionism, which came after Impressionism in the late 19th century. Post-Impressionist artists built on the ideas of Impressionism but added more emotion, structure, and symbolism. They use bold colors, thick paint, and geometric forms to express inner feelings and personal style. Some keywords to remember for Post-Impressionism are expression, structure, creativity, and individuality. Last, about Art Nouveau, which appeared between 1819 and 1910. Art Nouveau was a decorative art movement that focused on organic lines, curves, and natural forms, such as flowers and plants. It combined art, design, and architecture to make everyday objects beautiful. Some keywords to remember for Art Nouveau are curves, nature, decoration, and elegance. For the conclusion, art across different periods and regions reflects the values, beliefs, and creativity of each culture. From the balance of Renaissance, the spirituality of Islamic art, the harmony of ASEAN art, to the innovation of 19th century movements, art continues to inspire and connect humanity across time.